You're 40 years old. You did everything right. College, career, marriage, kids, a mortgage, a title on your business card that used to mean something. And yet at 2 in the morning, staring at a ceiling you can't even see, one thought keeps crawling back into your skull like it owns the place. What happened to me? Not in a dramatic way, not in a crying on the floor way, just quiet, cold, like someone switched off a light in a room you used to feel safe in. You're not depressed exactly. You're not broken exactly. You're just ruined, a little. And nobody warned you this was coming. Here's the part that's going to sting. This isn't happening because something is wrong with you. It's happening because something happened to almost every man who ever hit this age, in every century, going back thousands of years. There's a name for it now. Some call it a midlife crisis. Some call it burnout. But 2,000 years ago, a man who advised an emperor, who buried his own son, who was eventually forced to end his own life by the very ruler he tried to guide, wrote letters that describe your exact 2 a.m. thoughts with terrifying precision. His name was Seneca, and what he figured out is the reason you're watching this video right now instead of sleeping. Let's slow down for a second, because I want you to actually feel this, not just hear it. Think about your 20s. Remember how the future felt back then? Open, endless, like you had 1,000 different lives you could still choose to live. You could still become the guy who moves to another country, the guy who starts the business, the guy who writes the book, learns the instrument, gets in the best shape of his life. Every door was still open. That feeling, that specific feeling of unlimited possibility, it's the most addictive drug a young man ever tastes, and nobody tells you it has an expiration date. Now look at your life today. Some of those doors quietly closed while you weren't even looking. You didn't slam them shut on purpose. Life just closed them for you. A job you took because you needed the money, not because you loved it. A relationship where passion turned into logistics, calendars, and who's picking up the kids. A body that doesn't recover the way it used to, that reminds you every morning that the clock is very much running. And somewhere in the middle of all that, a man starts asking a question he was never taught how to answer. Is this it? Is this actually it? That question is not weakness. Write that down if you need to. That question is not weakness. It's actually one of the most honest thoughts a human being can have. But here's the twist, and this is where it gets uncomfortable. What if I told you that the pain you're feeling right now isn't coming from your life being ruined at all? What if the pain is coming from something else entirely? Something almost nobody talks about. Something Seneca warned about in a letter written for a friend who was going through the exact same collapse you're going through right now, in a different century, wearing different clothes, but breaking in the exact same place. Stay with me here, because this next part is where it starts to make sense, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Seneca wrote something that should honestly be printed on the wall of every man's bedroom the moment he turns 35. He said most men don't suffer because life is short. They suffer because they waste so much of it that by the time they stop to look around, there's barely any of it left, and they didn't even notice it leaving. Read that again. It's not about how many years you have, it's about how many of those years you are actually present for. Think about how many days just vanished, scrolling, numbing out in front of a screen after a long day, too tired to do anything real, too wired to actually rest. Saying yes to things you didn't want to do because saying no felt too uncomfortable. Chasing a version of success that somebody else defined for you. A house, a job title, a number in a bank account, without ever once asking yourself if that thing would actually make you feel alive once you got it. Seneca called this being busy without living, being occupied without being awake. And here's the gut punch. Most men don't realize they've been sleepwalking through their own life until they hit exactly the age you're at right now, 40, the age where the mirror starts asking questions you can't dodge anymore. But here's where most people get this whole midlife thing completely backwards, and this is the part that changes everything. They think the crisis is the problem. It's not. The crisis is actually the wake-up call. It's your mind finally telling you the truth after decades of letting you coast on autopilot. Seneca didn't see this feeling as a curse. He saw it as the single most valuable moment in a man's entire life, if he had the courage to actually listen to it instead of running from it with a new car, a new distraction, or pretending everything's fine. So what did Seneca actually say to do about it? This is the part you came here for, so let's get into it properly. First, he said you have to stop treating time like it's unlimited. Not in a scary doom and gloom way, in a practical, almost brutal way. He told his friend to imagine that every single day was being subtracted from a fixed number, not added to some infinite pile. Because that's what's actually happening. Every sunset is one you don't get back. And the second a man truly feels that in his bones, not just understands it as a nice quote, but feels it, something shifts. He stops wasting hours on things that don't matter to him. He stops being polite to people who drain him. He stops chasing approval from people whose opinion won't matter on his deathbed. Second, Seneca said you have to separate what's actually yours from what was never yours to begin with. Your job title, that's not really yours. It can be taken tomorrow. Other people's opinions of you, never yours. They were never in your control in the first place. But your character, how you treat people, how you handle pressure, whether you keep your word, that's yours completely, forever. No one can touch it. Most men at 40 are grieving things that were never truly theirs and completely ignoring the one thing that actually was. And third, this is the one that hits hardest for men exactly like you watching this right now. Seneca said the ruin you feel isn't about your past decisions at all. It's about the story you're telling yourself about those decisions. Two men can lose the exact same job. One spirals for a year, feels like his whole identity died with it. The other treats it like a hard season, adjusts, and comes out stronger on the other side. Same event, completely different outcome. The difference was never the event itself, it was always the story. Now here's the twist, the real dopamine spike. The thing that's going to sit with you long after this video ends. You are not ruined at 40. Read that slowly. You are not ruined at 40. What actually happened is that the fake version of you, the one built entirely out of other people's expectations, the job you didn't choose for yourself, the image you kept up just to be accepted, that version is the one that's dying right now. And it should die. Let it die. Because underneath all of that noise, there is a real man in there. One who's been buried under bills, under obligations, under 30 years of saying yes when he meant no. And this pain you're feeling, this heavy, hollow, 2 a.m. feeling, that's not the end of your story. That's the sound of the real you finally trying to break through the surface. By the way, if this is actually landing for you right now, if some part of this is hitting a little too close to home, that's exactly why this channel exists. We break down Stoic thinking like this every single week. No fluff, no fake positivity. Just brutal, practical wisdom for men who are done sleepwalking. Hit subscribe if you want more of this waiting for you. So take a breath. Let's land this properly. 40 isn't the finish line, and it was never supposed to be. It's the point in the race where a man finally stops running someone else's race and starts running his own for the first time in his life. Seneca didn't fear death, and he didn't fear getting older either. What he feared was reaching the end having never actually lived on his own terms, even for a single day. You still have time. Maybe not unlimited time. Nobody has that. But enough time if you stop wasting it on a version of yourself you never even chose to become. So tonight, when that same thought creeps back in at 2 a.m, don't run from it this time. Don't reach for your phone to drown it out. Sit with it for a second, let it speak, because that feeling isn't telling you that you're ruined. It's telling you that you're finally ready to become who you were actually supposed to be all along. If this meant something to you, stay a little longer. There's more waiting for you, and honestly, you've earned it.